This is going to be a video that I think there may be some people who the Ravens do not run this play anymore, and B, the option game, particularly as it relates to the NFL, some people might not enjoy too much. I, however, do. I have a little bit of an option background, being around some option coaches, not myself as an offensive coach at all, but understanding the option game, facing it, seeing the way the Ravens and Greg Roman implemented it. I kind of misspoke a couple of weeks ago in a video that I did. I actually hope the Ravens retain this play, QB counter read, but I hope that they retain it in a manner where they only use it like 5 times all year. I mean, 5 times in the regular season, not 5 times in one game ever, and certainly not before the third or fourth quarter. This is an example of Lamar misreading it, but it tells you how well trained he is and how he understands the play as it develops. If you believe that he is reading the defensive end, Brian Burns, you're getting the left tackle, Ronnie Stanley, pulling away, and Burns is going to run down the line of scrimmage to follow the tackle, even though you've got the running back crossing Lamar's face and running this vertical path, basically a sweep path, okay, is what we would call it. Sometimes I believe Lamar is reading the D end, and sometimes it may look like he's reading the inside linebacker. In this case, the inside linebacker does kind of hedge in that direction of the running back. So Lamar, if he's reading the inside linebacker, that could be a keep read. But what you're taught when you misread it, which is what this is, based on this key, the defensive end, if you read that key, it should be a give to the running back. You're taught as an option quarterback, if you misread it, follow the dive back. I'm talking about typical under center Navy style option or midline type stuff, whatever. If you misread it, follow the fullback. Well, he does. He follows the running back. In this case, gets out to the edge for like a 7 or 8 yard gain. Why do I show a play of Lamar misreading it? Well, I'm coming out with a video talking about him with passing concepts and what him and Todd Monken and the offensive staff have to do to get more depth and reach their potential as an offense with all the weapons they've got. I'm actually going to show another example of him misreading it from earlier in the season and not following the read, meaning he misread it and didn't go with the running back. You're going to get the end zone angle of this one. Similar in terms of the right to left nature of this play. The running back is on Lamar's right. Running back is going to cross his face. This is a 3rd and 8. I actually don't mind this play call at all because of Wink's tendency to be in such a man-heavy look. You're getting a too high safety look. The tackle, again, is pulling in this direction. Jihad Ward, who Ravens fans are really familiar with, I think it's Jihad Ward, is running with it. This should have been an easy give to Kenyon Drake, and to be honest with you, this is at least 8 yards, if not 28, up to the top side of the field. When you get the end zone angle, you'll see there's just nobody there to deal with him at all. It's a misread. Lamar doesn't follow it for whatever reason. They are being given this, unique look here. Some people talked about this as if this was something threatening. Hey, man, when it's a down scheme, we were taught just take people down and read the end man on the line of scrimmage. Whatever Lamar is reading, which would typically be this defensive end, and that guy runs down the line. This should be a give to the running back, very similar to the first play that I showed you. Not to say that Lamar doesn't read it well, and I certainly don't believe people who talk about Lamar wasn't asked to read it. It was a called give or a called keep. That's BS. Don't believe those people at all. In fact, just turn it off when they start talking about it. Generally, you're talking about people who don't know the option game, don't understand the reads at all, and certainly aren't aware of the fact that if you do misread it, you're just supposed to follow the back. Lamar doesn't do a good job here. There's no two ways about it at all. But you're going to see a play here from the week before against the Bengals where they trusted him in a huge situation, and they ran similar concepts, option read plays. This is what I would call power read. And they give it to him, and he almost takes it to the house. So there's plenty of examples of him reading it correctly, making the right read, getting upfield, or giving it. Most cases, the D end is going to take away the give, which Sam Hubbard does here. You'll see Sam Hubbard when you get the end zone angle, him and the inside linebacker both kind of going with the running back, creates a huge seam. Lamar's able to follow the pulling guard, almost take it to the house. This is a game-winning drive where Ravens kicked the field goal to win the game 19-17. Why do I think that, and this is not the same play as the first two, by the way. This is QB power read. Those are QB counter read. End zone angle here just for you to see it. Going to be reading Sam Hubbard. There are some times, particularly Washington in 2020, where I suspected he was reading the inside linebacker, and they're just relying on him to juke or make the defensive end miss. I don't think this is one of them. I think he's reading Sam Hubbard. and correctly chooses to keep it, and then ends up with a big game. QB counter read, QB power read, two dangerous concepts I hope Todd Monken keeps around. Doesn't use and doesn't rely on as much as Greg Roman did, particularly in 2023. 2020 QB counter read, I think he scored 5 touchdowns on that play. Maybe it was only 4 touchdowns. So it was tremendously effective at a certain time. I think it reached its saturation point. We'll get back to the first one now that you guys have seen the concept multiple times, reading the defensive end, and you can understand hopefully a little better what I'm saying about if you misread it, just follow the dive back. Were he able to do that? Was he able to do this against the Giants? I don't know if I should say were he or was he. If he was able to do this against the Giants on that 3rd and 8 on the first possession, he could probably still be running behind Kenyon Drake. And some teams will actually, if they get a give read consistently, some teams will actually do this. Not at the NFL level, I'm talking about high school level. They'll actually do this by design with a super athletic quarterback. When you have a guy like Lamar Jackson, it kind of does open up the playbook for the run game. You shouldn't rely, in my opinion, you shouldn't rely on it as much as we did at times in 2022 when we had shown against some good defenses early on the ability to score points, move the ball up and down the field some with short passing game, timing passing, and Lamar showed the ability to make good decisions against multiple coverages. If you're interested, part 3 of my Fixing the Ravens passing game video is going to come out Wednesday afternoon. I'll try not to interrupt. I think Huddled Up Films and maybe another content creator have some shows that come out on Wednesday night, so I don't want to interrupt them. I'd release it earlier to let people see it. It's going to be a significantly longer video than this one. It'll look at 3 things that I think the Ravens need to focus on, fix, or change to improve the passing game in 2023 under Todd Monken. Some of those things can be blamed on Greg Roman. Some of those things can be blamed on the situation. Some of those things might be partially blamed on Lamar Jackson. This was a look at the option game, another pair of concepts that I hope the Ravens keep. QB counter read, QB power read in the playbook for 2023, because I think if read correctly, it's damn near unstoppable in certain situations. You guys let me know what you think of that thought. The Ravens keeping those plays in the playbook, but relying on them probably 60 to 80% less than they did in 2022. And what you think of the video overall, the way I was able to break down the plays and talk about what Lamar should be reading. The 2 plays where he did misread it, and then the ones where he did not. Appreciate you guys' time. If you think other people would enjoy this video, please consider sharing a link on social media to help the video get more reach.